Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Do, 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 do. Right. Well, I've been gone a while, haven't I? Yes and no, because if I was playing on LoL, I was playing on my laptop in my university library, and I only just got internet at my house. And since I
30
record this thing on my
seconds
main
until
computer,
minions spawn.
you can see why you might not have gotten this for the last month or so, but it's okay. We rectify the situation. This one is against Beautiful Swan, aka Swain, aka about to be completely pummeled. I make one hideous mistake in this game, and I think that's about it. As opposed to the other one where I do derp-shittingly retarded things like flash into Duskbringer. Maybe you will get that, maybe you won't, depends how, I don't know. But
Minions have spawned.
general Q&A. I don't know, I'm sure things are going to get along. We start, well this is solo queue completely. You're meant to hit the big one, so your jungle takes as little damage as possible, but obviously without taking it from him. The only disadvantage I've now discovered as a spectator is you can't see team chat, which is really annoying. But yeah, we help him with blue. I got to lane before Swain, therefore I know I'll hit 2 before him, among other things as well, but he'll always E at auto attack, I'll always auto attack Q, which if you're careful and quick about it, you might get off 2 to his 1, but it's still a pretty dangerous thing to do, so don't advise it. I didn't try it, I just knew I would get 2 first, and I would out damage him from there. Falling behind in levels, especially early, is terminal in lane. It's just really not fun. I took off half his health, I lost maybe anywhere between fifth and a quarter. It's okay, I proceed to fail to CS, but farm peeps and not creeps. So this is generally boring. He knows, because it's Alistair, if he matches my aggression, all he'll happen is he's more prone to getting ganked. He wants to stay around here so he's less likely to get hit, and I outrange him, so I just throw a sigil from time to time. The only problem is, as soon as he uses Never Move, I know, because now I play Swain, around 13 seconds or so. Oh, right, yeah, let's check it. No, 17. Yeah, I was thinking it was 20. Oh well, that sucks. Generally some really jankily ass long cooldown. That means he lacks utter CC for his jungler. And because it's Lee Sin, that means he can't really do anything besides slow you. He can't do anything besides slow you, so you're free to be more aggressive on him. I see Lee Sin's up bot, so which is why I'm hanging around here and trying to zone him out. Well, not really zone him out, that's the wrong terminology, is to try and hit him as soon as he goes for CS. Here, he becomes more aggressive, and so I back away. I'll go through that again. Right. This is the what I saw. Dwarf him downstairs, so I could down there, so I can kill him. Lee Sin then headed up. He could either go to his jungle, or he could attempt to gank. But the thing was, he sat around here all the time, without ever moving forward, doing anything aggressive since that level 1 trade. Suddenly starts moving towards me. He didn't lead or never move, this is why I kept moving. Otherwise, I would have just distorted over it. But he's gone passive again, which is what I presume that Lee Sin's gone, and I was right, Lee Sin's gone down here. Then we started a skirmish. And Sona's not going to kill Lee Sin. Lee Sin's probably going to get greedy and attempt to kill Ez. So I continue heading down here, and that was some really good juking, but yeah. Squash him, which is fine. Q, E, Swain, he gets locked down. Continue moving is the main thing. Sona helps with damage, I Q ignite, auto attack, and I get 2 kills. Should Swain have followed me? It's a general rule that if your lane opponent leaves, you leave as well. But in this instance, I'm not overly sure it would have mattered. Lee Sin, for one, should not have been that... Well, it's hard to tell. I could tell he was being greedy about it, but I guess from his perspective, as on such terminally low health, you could kill him and get away with it. And I don't know. If he had stayed in mid lane, he might have caught up in levels and not have been such a curb stomp later, but I can't tell. As it is, Isolated Sona, he played the wrong thing and just jumped on him and killed him. Got blue buff, I got kills, and ahead of him. My item choices now are Sorcerer's Shoe to control the lane better and the Doran's Ring, because Doran's is a standard. I could have gotten the cages, but I'm not so far on top of Swain that he's not a threat. I then get my normal wards, but in this case, he can't match me anymore blow for blow, so I happily go aggressive on him. I've said in previous videos that I like putting the wall around here. There are two conditions to that. One is when you're total... Oh my god. The conditions I have are this early in the game, know where the enemy jungler is, and two, when you're not immediately required to pressure your opponent into all hell and back. And in this one, I've now ordered both. I can continue being as aggressive as I want, just keep him, well, bottled and contained. Because he's trying to build a chalice, which I found really cute, but he doesn't really have an option. But he hung around at half health. Lee Sin was here, which is really annoying. He didn't have a knight. Return before he cripples me, which didn't really matter. But he got a Q me and just kept hitting me. He couldn't have killed me, but it was annoying at most. And I'm still on full HP. I can stay here. I can definitely hit 6 before Swain. And do all sorts of plays from there. I play Swain a fair amount now. Well, fair amount now. Because he's really fun, and of course here's Leblanc's partner in crime. But if you fall behind a Swain, it's just horrid. In levels, in farm, in everything. And against Leblanc it's 10 times worse, because falling behind against Leblanc is terminal in all cases. So he's desperately trying to push the lane. But yeah, watch Alistair, and then I push forward as soon as Alistair's in position. We hit him. Just like that. Watch the minimap, watch where your jungler is, and as soon as you see him committing, you commit as well. Because if he backs off, you pray that your jungler has the good sense to go at a good time, as opposed to when he's here. I've seen some junglers attempt to gank when your pro lane opponent's here, when if they just wait 2 seconds, the opponent would have moved up here because this is where the minion line was. But oh well. Right, I wanted to head bot to see if I could clean up anything, but I can't. There are 3 people, Ez definitely won't save me or be able to kill anyone. So I'm just going to stay in mid attempt to push stuff. I push the lane out. I see Olaf survived with the skin in his teeth. Irelia is staying around way too late. Even if she leaves now, I can just jump into a bush and do the rest of it. I technically should have waited, but hey, because I've now wasted flash, so it's okay. What I should have done was just keep walking, distort to one bush, because I knew he was here as opposed to here. Because then I could quickly QRE and then not waste flash. But I thought I could distort QR, which I guess you could find as a minor mistake, but still. Shouldn't have had to use flash, but okay. I used flash, got the kill. Swain's now trying desperately to push it to my tower, because just like when you're against other ganking junglers, you have to push it to their tower, otherwise they get kills and they still get the creeps in mid, and that's just the worst outcome. Swain now gets blue, because Swain is really hungry. Does he get blue? Yes. Swain is a very blue dependent champion in most cases. if he does something like that where he never moves, you can just distort QR him, but in this case I don't, because I just went for killing, and if I distort QR him, he'll just run away. I can Q him once or twice and then QRW him, and he dies horribly. So what do I see? Alistair wants to tower dive, he moves in, therefore I move in as well. Unfortunately, I sidestep, but quite not enough. Don't know why he moves back towards me. He flashes, but that's fine. That means he can't really do anything janky, like dodge chains. So he dies anyway. And now I get his blue, which is brilliant. Hit 9, again, I want. Look, bot, nothing. Well, they pushed their tower, not really low enough to dive. Top is not really a position either. The issue if you gank bot is that they're two people, that's a tower, and if you gank top, they generally are enough to, tough enough to survive and or escape. But there are conditions that change that, which I'll go through later. Oh. Lee Sin goes to mid to take it over. He is squishy as heck, shield or not. So I have the minions, and I have blue buff, so I can just constantly spam sigils down his throat. Which do a heck of a lot of damage, because 11 minutes you really expect a Leblanc of 144 AP. No, but this was really dumb of him. So he pops him again. Just suddenly lunge in his face. He wants a CS, kill him for it. Next! So what do we have above? We see Alistair's down here, and we see Leona's on critically low health as well. So this time, QE was enough for Leona's shield or not, and could I have killed Brave? Yes and no. I know I didn't have any other spells to kill him with, and Alice could easily tank that, so I'll give it to him instead. In this game, I honestly don't give enough kills to my lanes. But what can we do about that? I'm not sure. There wasn't really an opportunity to. I want to go get top, but Olaf died. And now Olaf's behind by a kill, if not in CS. And top lane, you can really put the pressure on your opponent if you know what you're doing with just one kill's advantage. In mid, you can just wait a lot less time for the tower to push, or you can just go do wolves or do raise. Top, no such luxury really. Arguably golems, but still. Swain's now reduced to pushing and going back. I can't be bothered to do minions because I have the power to run around destroying people. Do I really want to farm peeps? No. Do I really want to farm creeps when I could run around destroying peeps? But alas, there's nothing to kill, so I go back to minion anyway. Last time, he did that. He continued trying to farm as well through chains, but missed. Doesn't matter. Small mana cost, but opens up a read the possibilities if it connects. So this one, we're positioning around Dragon. Hang around the side bush, see if I can snipe anyone off. Generally, either they would queue this, or they would attempt to engage me. In either situation, they've done the damage to kill me. But so I just stayed here. It's fine. Nothing happened. Move on. I then ping Olaf to attempt to engage on Swain, but nothing happens. So I see if I can go bot instead. Unfortunately, I then saw Leona running up, but I don't know if she's going to just stay here or put a ward here. I saw she put a ward here, so I back away. Then the other one we could do is simply, let's just walk around. Well, because Alistair's here as well. Why the heck not? Lee Sin then desperately screamed to his bot to either just go bot to Swain, or to run away. So thanks for got to run through that again. Why did I do what I did? Alistair was already at the tower, CCing everyone and tanking it, and these three between each other enough to kill these two. Lee Sin I can really kill before he can interrupt. And I just output low amounts of damage so they get fed. And last, Alistair dies anyway, because he tanked up slightly too long, but that's fine, it's still 3-1. Then Swain comes along and attempts to get a kill. Flash, ulti, do his combo, he kills Esme, although he still misses Nevermove. I miss chains. I'm not sure, second minor mistake. But yeah. Don't do what a lot of Leblancs do and attempt to, or a lot of people do in general, and just run after him and continue hitting him. There are two things with Swain. One, he has no minion, or no enemy minions, which means he can only ever heal off you, but that's still enough to get 75%. The other thing is some people will attempt to dive Swain when he's here, and you have enemy minions where he can heal off the minions and you. I really do palm my face when people just run around saying, I can auto-attack to death. Nope! Anyway, and I've got 8 kills at 15 minutes. If I had a ward, I would have planted it here to replace this one because, oh, I just don't care anymore. I can kill anyone the heck I please. Olaf dies again, but Mad Cow kills Aurelia. But at this point in time, I realise Olaf's going to need a bit of help, or else he's just going to be useless this game. Swain is getting completely flamed, even though he's only died 3 times. So nothing's really happening here. Could I have gone bot? Sona wasn't there. Could I have gone top? No one was actually there, so I'm just going to stay in mid. Other things you can do is to ward this area, because you can do 2 things. Either just steal blue off him, or you could just let Swain take it, and then kill him. In this instance I was far ahead enough that I could let Swain just go back to his lane and then kill him, but in other situations you will find people just waiting here. Jungler might go wolves or he might go top, but he very rarely follows the mid back to mid lane. Some of the smarter mid lanes will go round here, but in other videos I've shown you can counter that as well, just by being a bit more clever about it. So Ali wants to dive, therefore I go in as well. Yeah. But this is the problem. If I had Ignite, that wouldn't be an issue, but I had to waste Splash because he healed just enough that auto attacks won't hit him, won't hurt him. Swain now complains about Ali ganks, even though he's been ganked twice, and the other 2 was his own volition. I got ganked technically one. No, I didn't get ganked at all, because the one time Lee Sin tried to gank, Swain just gave the game away and just continued walking away. Other times was he was using Nevermove and couldn't put it in place anyway, and it's just this was slightly not brilliant. From his perspective, he moves to this area, which means that I can't go in the bush anymore, because I want to lane gank and then get Olaf rolling again. When you get to this stage or something, you can ask, even if they're behind, you can ask them to fight, and 2 things will happen. Either they continue fighting and you turn up and help turn the tables and kill them, or they run away because they see you. In either case, that means they had to take damage for free, and then they're less likely to be able to just roll over your lane opponent. In either situation, it benefits the lane you're ganking, even if you don't get a kill. Here, I see Aurelia had Blade Surged onto Olaf, which means it definitely was on cooldown, and she used CC, but she managed Equilibrium Strike instead of hitting Star. But anyway, Olaf runs back in. I didn't even realise I did that much damage. Or, no, I didn't even realise the Aurelia was actually that freaking squishy, but I guess I should have done, because she is barely more mod than your standard bruiser mid lane. She just went full armor against Olaf, which is, I guess, another minor mistake of mine, but who cares. I knew Swain was in mid, I knew no one else could hurt me, and now Olaf is free to farm and all the rest of it. Because around this stage of the game you have to make a judgment, and that's which lanes do you concentrate on. In this one I just walked straight into it. I don't even know why. But anyway, we save Sona, I go back to mid. They get blue for me. Ali's walking around with an Oracle, so everything's dewarded. which later on plays a vital part when people are just too terrified to enter their own jungle. In this instance, we now change roles a bit. Swain is wasting all the mana he has. So in this instance, he can't even maintain his Raven form, he can't maintain Never Move, he doesn't have any mana for anything. He switched off Raven form, which means you have a window of opportunity we definitely can't open again. And then we just... It's on a low cooldown, but you can extend that cooldown technically. It's not really cool, basically. You can extend it by silencing him. So, it's what, 6? What's the cooldown? 6 seconds? Oh, I can't even say 8 seconds. But I'm normally using blue buff. But anyway, this is not warded. Don't know why. But we saw Aurelia around this area, so I go to cut her off. Olaf runs in. And we see where Aurelia is. We proceed to kill her again. Why was Aurelia running around with no wards? I don't know, but quite frankly, the one thing that irritates me the most is if I'm top lane, your opponent doesn't buy ward and I don't get ganked. So, to rectify that, I'm going to gank the crap out of Aurelia. It's all good.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
What do we have here? I go bot, QR Graves, and I want to give this kill to someone because we have everything in the world. Which is why I don't Q them. Why do they QR Graves in that instance? Because inevitably out of the flash or quick draw away, if you can quickly QR him, then they'll just follow him wherever the heck he goes. If he flashes, so much the better because he's wasted because he's still dead. It's really funny when you QR someone who just flash and try to get away from it. Like, purple fly, dead. So now I'm on 13 kills. I distort on the caster minions and attempt to go top, because why not? You have to get there faster, your cooldown's going to be off by the time you get there, and you still get a bit more gold. Aurelia, again, is at her tower, at the tower with no wards. I ask Olaf to engage, and she's completely stunned. Again. I distort before she's silenced, because it's bad, but it doesn't matter. She's dead again. Comes back to lane 3 times, dead 3 times. How to get your lanes back in action. Who has the more gold? 5.8 and 5.7. Oh, that's actually ahead of Aurelia at this point. As opposed to just letting Aurelia get the towers and free farming, you can do your bit and make sure she's curb stomped to the floor. So, yeah. Does it matter at this point that Swain sort of caught up in CS? Yes and no. Yes, because he actually has CS, and in a way, he's going to do something. But on the other hand, this count is really behind with only 3 minutes. So I have 7 less CS. I have 2 major items to his 1. And later on extends to 4 major items to his 1.5. But, what is it? I've got 9k, he's got 5. So what do we do in this instance? In this instance, once you're ahead as Leblanc, you have to push it. And in this one, we ask bot lane to push. Because what can they do? They can't enter their jungle because they lack vision. Okay, they do because he's stupid, but he lacks vision, therefore he dies. It's a good world. Oh, another mistake on that. I ignite him, but he's running out of the way, so he's still back, and I'm hitting him. Unfortunately, Alice still walked out of the bush and I lost vision to try to QR him, but meh, it was still there. But this is what happens. The instinctive reaction of people when they're pushing a side lane is to go via their own jungle in an attempt to either encircle you or just to get you to back off. You counter that as a bomb by literally staying in the jungle, normally with a jungler or something, and then anyone who turns up, you just kill them. And now they're too bloody terrified to enter their own jungle. So he doesn't want to enter because he's no insta-gib, so they either have to take the long route. Another way, you have enough time for your bot lane to take the turret, because if these two stay here, what will happen is that you just jump over and insta-gib one or both of them.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Not being on the mini-map is a really potent tool to have. because people are bloody terrified of you. Irelia is again running up here without wards, but I don't know why Olaf's not just engaging on her, but we're down here and we're pushing all the way to the inhibitor turret. We haven't lost a single one yet, so it's okay. I proceed to make a really stupid mistake at this point. Like, the first major mistake I ever made. And the only major mistake I should not have died. He engages, which is fine. I just thought over. But I don't know why. He was just an inch out of my DFGQR range. And though I ended up just muscle memorying my combo. And just fail. But yeah, Ez is actually pretty damn good at kiting and outputting damage. So he dies, but it's okay because Lee Sin was behind, Swain was definitely behind, blue buff or not, and I managed to get Olaf to the point where he could actually do something. Don't know why they hang around so much, but that's not my point because I'm not playing them obviously. Aurelia then tries to chase down Sona and everyone tells us to run the hell away because as I've proven I can just blow her up to a billion pieces. So we resetted it, we go get Drake because they died and they definitely can't challenge us. I go get blue. There are two things you have to be wary of when you get blue as Leblanc. One is your passive triggering and therefore it resets. The second one is when you just take too much damage because you don't want to burst it, because if you burst it then you run the risk of somebody else turning up and taking it from you, which is just 10 times worse. There's nothing more embarrassing than taking blue and then dying because all of your escapes are off cooldown. So in this instance I'm looking to see if I can blow up grades, but I can't because there's too many people. And I mispositioned myself after this, but it's fine. We put the wards down so we know where they are. They're heading up because Aurelia, bless her soul, is again running around with no wards. I'm wondering whether these guys will back off and then they would engage and turn behind them. As it is, she just ran around behind them anyway and kept hitting them. But oh well. Lee Sin is desperately attempting to be more tanky, but alas their bruises and front line just doesn't exist, either because they're running around with no wards or because they're just damnably squishy. So now we go get Baron because there's 3 dead. They can't do anything. Any of those 2 sharp, I'll just wipe them off with this. Rune Terror! There we go, I remember this stuff. So that. We get Baron. I have 500 AP, 2 Swain on 28. Swain is about now not going to be bursting anyone or doing any damage to anything. He'll just be walking around being a bit of a brick and doing no damage. Whereas, I don't know, they can't ward because Alistair is actually nicely keeping alive and removing their wards, and they just don't really want to do anything in case they find me in the jungle and die horribly. So I have a Void Staff. Swain has Rod of Ages, boots, and 1/2 another item maybe. I've now got 3. Good times!
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Aurelia was really determined to get this tower. Only took us 6 attempts to do so. But yeah. I went back because Ez went back, so I might as well go buy elixirs. I made a bit of a goofy error. You don't need to actually take your elixir until you're actually back with your group, because now I've wasted a full 10%, 20% maybe of it. Your cooldown sufficiently low enough doesn't matter if you took it slightly later and you still double distorted back into position. But it's fine. At this point I'm so far ahead I can just take it further ahead and not give a damn. I wanted to go over here and attempt to kill off Graves, but Graves is the long way around in case I went over and killed something. But they initiated, so Ez instantly died, but it's okay. So is Swain. I come around the flank, they chase after me, but he's used up all of his CC, so I just run back and leave Lee Sin looking really, really stupid. And then I just come back, do the rest, whatever's cooldown, I'm alive, Swain's dead. I'm perfectly fine. So I now attempt to run around the side. There's no point running around the side here, because they'll know you're there, but Leona actually has a bit of an inkling and places a ward and sees me, which is annoying. Technically, I should have stayed in this bush, because inevitably we're going to push this and dive anyway, like that. But as it turns out, I can't really do anything. And Leona, for some really strange reason, attempts to kill me. Or kill me? No, she can't kill me. Attempts to engage on me. This bush is not warded, so I'm not actually quite sure why Swain face checked it. Because I would just blow his face off, but still. We nick race, or I nick race because I can, and we know that they haven't been in this area in the last, well, quite a while because of how far we were pushing, so there's no way there are wards here. I then basically stay in the bushes off the side to wait for my cooldowns to come off. Oh, 65 seconds, what the fuck? Anyway, EFG, QR, and Swain's absolutely gone. Chain Irelia, and what do you know? More kills, we turn it around and we're gone.
Rampage. Killing spree.
Sometimes I think I play a little bit too French, because all I do is distort in and just QE, in attempt to just output more damage, but
Blue team's turret
it's
has
fine.
been
They're
destroyed.
turning around, they're not going to get away if we kill them easily.
Purple team has slain the
But still,
dragon.
Alistair with 21 assists. Good
Purple
job.
team's turret has been destroyed.
Nothing important happens. There needs to be a skip forward function of 15 seconds as well. No, I try to hang around the flanks, see if they push any more, just insta-gib someone, nothing's going to happen. So we continue pushing to the mid. Check the side bush in case we get engaged from the side. Graves has a Banshees. Right, why do I go for a Catalyst? In this instance, I'm in no danger of actually being just jumped or gibbed on. Because the only instances where I would are if Leonis uses this on me, or Zenith Blade. This on me, her ultimate, in which case that's my poor positioning and getting caught. And the only other one is Never Move, in which case I'm still getting caught. And that's about it. There's no reason for me to get a Zonius at this point, because I actually need to be a little bit more bulky so I can stick around and output even more damage. But yeah, we have one, two, two Negatron cloaks, and just MR. Aurelia has that for armor and that for armor, I guess, but in general, Ezreal with his 3 offensive items will do more damage than Graves 2. So I've just done it many times, I can just instantly delete Swain, so I just won't target Graves, it's fine, I'll just blow up a lot of them instead. Not quite sure why they crashed away, because 4v5, honestly I think we could have taken them. But Ezreal wasn't there, so in other situations that would have been the right call to make. The only issue if you push mid all the time is your other lanes might run the risk of pushing into your direction, just stuck here. So Ez uses ult, and so this is pushing as well, so I have the option of rotating. I want to blow someone up on the side, but alas, Leonis there, I don't really want to get stunned. That's still no excuse for me for distorting to a wall. But, oh well. I'm definitely not cheap, so I just bluff. It's fine. I R E sin and proceed to kill everything else. Didn't want to take that kill. James took it, but I got the 3 kills. That's okay.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Technically I could have killed Aurelia here, but I just wanted to end the damn game. After a while it gets a little boring, annihilating everything in sight. I can't believe I just said that, but bleh. It's more fun to moralize and break other people. What am I doing here? Wondering whether people will show up, because I see this. I know they're not going to come around this way to do wolves. Some people have a habit of just wandering around by themselves this way and either check Baron, check Blue, or check wolves, and none of them did. But we see Graves. So we have our catch of the day. I wait around because I know if Graves comes back this way I can engage anyway. And we see Alistair who's hurrying up to come get a piece of the action. So we chase Graves because Alistair has mobility boots. He's not getting away anything at all. He can't do anything at all. Just running. I mischanged because I'm retarded. Oh well. I have a Banshees as well, so now I can jump in with a bit more abandon and recklessness and still delete people
Purple
without a
team has
problem.
slain the dragon.
I delete Aurelia, why not? Innovate Swain, because again, why not? If you want to see that again, there are 2 things that give away whether Aurelia, bad Aurelia is. 1 is they stand still when they use ultimate as opposed to clicking around everywhere, and 2 is they activate hidden style when they attempt to take down the tower. So in this case I jump onto Aurelia to kill her and then chain Swain so that even if he did have the good sense to run away, he would get annihilated by Ez. As opposed to Aurelia, it doesn't activate true damage into towers. You can argue that they're trying to restore health, but I don't buy that at all. Because you'll find if we look back, she had full health or something and still used it. But still, I think it's congratulated because the 23 won, and none of them have a positive killing outcome. Obviously, it was all my work, even though I sort of relied on Alistair to be in position to dive and or Aurelia to run around without wards. I don't know. Leblanc punishes mistakes really hard, and if you can capitalize on their mistakes, you will destroy things. And in solo queue, it's about which team makes the less mistakes and exploiting those. So I don't know. I hope you learned something, even if it was don't run around at top without wards. But yeah, good luck and have fun.